Hello viewers, welcome to today's exciting episode of the Relationship Show. On today's episode, we are looking at marriage under Nigerian laws. With me today is a very important person. With his honor, Emiaso. Emiaso is a retired president of the area customary court in Delta State, and he is currently a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Law, Delta State University, Ole campus. As president of an area customary court, he wrote and delivered several judgments on customary law disputes. Mr. Emiaso is an accomplished author who has published several law books which are widely used by lawyers and judges. Both litigants equally use his books. His most recent publication is titled How to Recover the Property of a Dead Relative, which contain two chapters that relate to our topic of discussion in today's episode of the Relationship Show. You are welcome, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
You are welcome, sir.
I'm very glad to be
welcome,
here.
Sir.
Thank you.
Sir, what are the types of marriage under Nigerian laws?
Thank you very much. There are, legally speaking, two types of marriages in Nigeria.
Okay.
Even though some persons will tell you there are three. But speaking legally, strictly, there are only two. And these two forms of marriage have arisen out of our political history.
Yes, sir.
That, this country was colonized at some point.
Okay.
And then Nigeria received English law as part of its laws. Deliberately. Now that gave rise to Nigerians getting married under an English form type of laws. Marriage conducted under English laws. Okay. This country enacted what we call the Marriage Act.
The Marriage Act.
Then we also have the Matrimonial Causes Act.
The Matrimonial Causes
These two federal enactments regulate marriages and their consequences, but they are the English type legislation for conducting marriages. Okay. But then before this came, Nigeria had always existed. There had always been people in this country and they were getting married before the Englishman came. And so we have our customary law ways of getting married.
Okay.
So that means that notwithstanding the coming into Nigeria of the British with their laws, this country now runs side by side two types of marriage regulated by two different legal systems. The customary legal system of the indigenous peoples of Nigeria and the English legal system that was deliberately received into Nigeria as part of Nigerian laws. Okay? Then, of course, there is this third type, a pseudo-type, I will call it,
which is
of marriage.
Yes, sir.
Before I talk about it, I will say, in practice, every Nigerian gets married under both the customary law and the English law.
Okay.
Under customary law, when you conduct a marriage, when a gentleman gets married to a woman, he goes to the woman's parents, the father.
Okay.
He performs certain rites, including especially the payment of bride price.
Bride price.
Very, very crucial.
Wow.
Yes. Without the payment of bride price, you don't have a wife.
Really?
You must pay bride price on your wife under customary law.
Okay.
But under the English type of marriage, there is no provision for payment of bride price.
Wow.
The payment of bride price is completely alien to the English type of marriage. It's completely alien to both the Marriage Act and the Matrimonial Causes Act, like I spoke about before. So now, every Nigerian who wants to get married first goes to conduct a customary law marriage.
Okay.
What is generally referred to as traditional marriage.
Okay.
When he has done that, he goes to the marriage registry.
Okay.
And conducts again an English type marriage.
Okay.
Now, the point must be made that both the customary law marriage is a complete form of marriage,
Okay.
valid in law, recognized without any need for an additional
Okay.
input before it becomes valid in law.
Before it become valid.
Same with the English type marriage. The English type marriage is valid on its own, complete on its own.
Okay.
So there are two marriages. So
Yes,
when
sir.
you conduct a traditional marriage, pay bride price, and thereafter you go to the marriage registry and do another one under the act, you're actually getting married to the same person twice.
2 times. Wow.
Yes. But Nigerians don't stop there. When they have gotten married like this twice, they go to their church.
Okay.
Yes, because the Reverend Father will tell you that unless you come to the church to get married here, you won't receive Holy Communion.
Interesting.
Yes, you are not a full member of this church. And because if you're a Catholic and you go to Mass and you are not able to receive communion, not because of any sin that you have committed, but just because you haven't celebrated your marriage in church.
Okay.
Okay? Besides, our women, they love that aspect of going to church, wearing the white garment and all of that, the procession, and everything. So they don't want to miss that thing. So they go to church and they conduct another, what they refer to as marriage.
Wow.
But as far as the law is concerned, that is not a marriage. That's why I described it earlier as a pseudo marriage. Because as far as the law is concerned, what happens in the church is just a celebration of the marriage that took place at the marriage registry.
Okay.
Yes, when you completed the rites at the marriage registry, your marriage was complete and valid at that point. When you completed your marriage at the girl's father's compound by paying bride price and doing all the other things that they ask you to do, that one, the marriage was complete there. So what you went to church to do, you went there to just enjoy yourself. That's not a marriage.
Interesting.
Yes.
So what are the legal effects, sir?
Well, legal effects. Let's start with the act marriage.
Okay.
That's the English type marriage.
English type marriage, sir.
The legal effect of an act marriage is that your marriage is a monogamous marriage, as opposed to the customary law marriage that is inherently polygamous. Yes, so the incidences of each form of marriage include basically that the act marriage is a monogamous marriage, while the customary law marriage is potentially polygamous.
Polygamous. Interesting.
Okay. Note that I say potentially.
Potentially.
Yes.
Okay.
That is to say, if the gentleman wants to. Okay.
Okay.
The fact that you have a right to become polygamous because of the way you have conducted your first marriage does not mean that you must go and marry a second or a third wife. So it's potentially.
Noted.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes. And then in one of my published books, when I describe these two forms of marriage, for the English type marriage, there is, an old English case that defines the act marriage as the voluntary union of a man and a woman, okay, for life, to the exclusion of every other person. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then, in my definition of the customary law form of marriage,
yes, sir,
I said customary law marriage is the union of two families. Please note that difference. Not the union of two individuals.
Okay.
The customary law marriage is the union of two families.
Two families.
Yes. Represented by two individuals.
Interesting.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
And it is potentially polygamous. And it endures beyond the life of the woman.
Okay.
The English type marriage, I didn't include it earlier, that the marriage, the union of two persons, male and female, until death do them part.
Okay.
Yes. So, once they get married, any of them that dies, the marriage ends at that point.
Okay, the death brings an end
to the marriage.
Okay.
But under customary law, when the man dies, the marriage does not end.
Really?
Oh yes, because we defined it as the union of two families.
Okay.
The wife is married to the man's family.
Interesting.
She's not just married to the boy, to the man that is his husband. She is married to the family, and the family sees her as our wife.
Oh.
So when that young man dies, he remains our wife. And that gives rise to what we call the wife inheritance, which I'm sure you are familiar with, that when the man dies, the widow is given an opportunity to allow herself to be inherited by any other male member of the deceased husband.
Inherited like a property?
No, like a wife.
Playing the wife duty?
Marriage as wife.
And
wait, calm down. Let me explain, because I know when we talk about wife inheritance like this,
yes, sir,
young persons don't really understand where tradition is coming from.
Okay.
In fact, at the first mention of it, a lot of young persons are irritated by that idea. But I will break it down to you. This is a situation where I have a wife. I'm a young man.
Okay.
I have 2 young children with my wife. I work hard to take care of my wife and children. My wife doesn't really work, and if she does anything, not much to be able to survive upon on herself. And then unfortunately, I drop dead. Okay. And that is why our forefathers, who are very wise people, came up with the idea that rather than leave this young lady alone, to fend for our children that she gave birth to for us, we will make arrangements to sustain her, to keep her. So we would approach her and say, look, yes, the man we gave you to is gone, but in this family we have other able-bodied men, 5 of them, 6 of them, 3 of them, look at them. Is there anyone among them that you think you can live with as husband and wife, so that he will continue to take care of you just like his brother was doing before he left? Mind you, I am aware that in Nollywood, there are presentation of this wife inheritance in a manner that suggests that this woman must get married to somebody in that family.
It's not a must?
It's not.
Okay.
Every form of marriage, the two parties must voluntarily consent.
Consent, okay.
Okay? That consent is never forced.
Okay.
It is never faked. If it is false, then the marriage is voidable. It's not a proper marriage.
Okay.
So, if they tell the girl, the widow now, can you marry any of them? And she says no.
Oh.
Usually that's the end.
That is the end.
The family will plead with her, of course.
Okay.
Not once she says no. You know, you women, you go on pretend, you go on do, but you will first say no. Then the family will start to pamper her, plead with her, and beg her, and say, take a look at your young children. How would you be able to take care of them alone?
Okay.
Look at him. You see, Isaac has agreed that he would marry you.
Okay.
Take him. He has given us his word that he will take care of you and the children just the way your late husband was doing.
Okay.
You alone can take care of. We will, the family would, try to make her see reason until she agrees. If she agrees, fine. The necessary traditional rites are performed and she becomes a brand new wife of a brand new man within the same family that she was married to.
Okay.
Because if you're going to allow her to say, maybe she hopes that, don't worry, I will marry, I'm leaving the marriage.
Okay, I want to be clear on something as our viewers are listening. This happened for only the woman that has keys for the man?
No. Once you are our wife, whether you have kids or not, that opportunity must be given to you, unless you have been a bad wife.
Unless you have
if you have been a bad wife all along, and the family don't want to have you anymore, they will allow you, they will be so glad to allow you go. Okay, in fact, they will drive you.
So, but when the woman decides to go, they can still take care of the children. If it is
yes,
the one that
the children belongs to the family.
Family can bear their responsibility.
Yes.
While the woman is with another
yes, but
man
a lot will depend on the attitude of the woman.
Okay.
If the woman has been a bad woman to
if she
the
decides
family
to go, sir, is she supposed to pay back the bride price?
No.
Okay.
She will not pay back the bride price ordinarily. But in certain parts of Delta State,
yes, sir.
Isoko, Urobo, yes, that bride price, she has to refund it.
She will refund.
Yes, because there is there is something about these people in Isoko, Urobo, Kwale, that so long as that bride price was paid on that woman, she cannot sleep with another man.
Yes.
There are dire consequences. She puts her life at risk.
Abomination.
Yes, it's an abomination if that bride price is not refunded. Okay? It is for that reason that it will be wise and safe that if the woman opts out of the marriage, she refunds that bride price to the late husband's family. That will enable her to marry another man of her choice and sleep around, even if that's what she wants to do. Because if she does not refund that bride price and she sleeps with another man, she does so at the risk of her life and at the risk of her children. Oh yes, they will die.
Interesting. This will bring us to the end of today's episode on the Relationship Show. It's nice to have you in the studio today.
It's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure to be here.
Sir.
Yes.
Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And when you do, click the notification bell so that you can be the first to be notified whenever we update new video. You are very free to drop your comments on the comment section. We need your opinion. Please, see you next time.